G'day guys, welcome to another Project Resto. I'm Chris and today's finally the day. We're going to get this rebuild underway and we're going to start by putting this rear roller together. There are some parts that need to go in the correct positions or this is not going to work, and really importantly it's got to do with the bearings. So I have already pressed the bearings into these housings here. On the drive side, so this is the chain side, this is the housing with the 3 fixed bolts. And behind this bearing is a spring washer or a spacer. So it's really important that you get that on the right side. Right is in the correct side, okay? And on the non-drive side, this is the housing with the slotted holes. And this is also the side of the roller with the weight in it. Now I'm doing a 14-inch model, so the non-drive side has a weight in that half of the rear roller. So that's that bit sorted. I have added the ratchet mechanism to the shaft already. These are the original wagon wheels that took forever to get out, but look at them. They've come up absolutely perfect. And in there it's just primer, so no grease. The brass bushes on both the rollers and the wagon wheels were perfect, so I've kept them. These are the collars, the PVC pipes, the front roller bracket here, and in the bolt kit as well. Really important that you are not forgetting to add your moly grease if you've got the stainless steel kit. Some parts that I didn't get in the kit are the bolts and nuts for the weight. Okay, so the ones that came in the kit were too short, so I've had to keep the originals and I will reuse them. Also, the nuts and bolts to mount the wagon wheels to the rollers, the roller halves there. These are the originals. Only using these because the ones that came in the kit didn't have nuts, and I guess that assumes that on some models the rear roller, the holes there are threaded. So mine are not threaded, so I've had to keep and use the originals. I've got the grub screws here with the retaining bolts for the collars, which I will reuse as well, and probably the most important part are the pulls. So these get mounted or added to the ratchet mechanism here in only one way, and that is so that the divots, which you'll see are only on one side, face inwards. So they will get added in as well. And the exploded assembly. So I'll add a link to this in the description. It's helpful just to make sure things are going in the right spot. And lastly, a bit of grease. I'll grease up the shaft here before it goes in so that these bearings have some lubrication in them. And that's about it. So let's get into it. So there it is. That's the rear roller assembled. A little fiddly getting all the bits and pieces in, but it's there, ready to go, and it's working really well. So we test it out. You can see that It's rolling, it's making the right noises, it's engaging when it needs to engage, and importantly the rollers are moving independently of each other, which is perfect. That's what we need and what we want. So, ready to go. Next will be to start getting the chassis parts up and in place, and then we'll attach this into the bearing housings, and we should be a little bit closer to getting it done. So let's get into it. Alright, so that's the rear roller assembled. I did find that as I did that, the bearing housing on this side is a bit loose, but you know, it is what it is. It's 55 years old and the other side is fine, but once the top part of the chassis goes in, it should stiffen up pretty well. Same with the sole plate. So that's what we're going to do next. Again, just checking that everything is fine. Rollers are working really well. It's making the sounds it should make, so we'll get the sole plates in, and we'll get the top of the chassis in, the deck here in as well, and then we should be ready to go. So let's get into it. There it is. That colour is absolutely beautiful. There you go. That's a rolling chassis ready to go. Last bit to put on will be the front roller bracket, which I'll do in a minute. Well, I've just realised that I actually need to pull it apart to put it back together. Anyway, I'll get that in. Right, so there we go. That is the rolling chassis done. The deck, the sides, the rear roller, the bed knife, the bracket for the front roller. Everything is in place and ready for the next stage, which will be adding in the front roller, the height adjust mechanism, the bearings for the reel, the bearing housings for the reel, and we'll get a couple of things sorted like the handlebars before we move on to the business end. And that'll be the sprockets and chains, the clutch assembly, clutch fork assembly, PTO shaft, all that stuff, and then the motor finally as the last thing to go on. So we're getting there, and that colour, I really love it. That is fantastic. It's looking so good. Thanks for watching another Project Resto, and we'll catch you in the next one.